Hey, my friend. Today I want to talk with you about the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail of changing yourself and your life. And I'm definitely not joking about this. Maybe you are a healthy skeptic like myself, and maybe you think just another random guy talking about how to fix your life or how to another healing technique or something like that. But actually, what I'm talking about is a very, very old basic principle, and it's very underestimated. It took me many years to understand how important it is and to really, really implement it in my life on a daily basis. And it's not because it's so difficult. Sometimes we just underestimate how important it is, but because also maybe it sounds too good to be true or too easy. But I can tell you, it was the most life-changing lesson I had in my life when it comes to fixing my problems, to get rid of certain health conditions. And I absolutely know how it feels to search for many years, for 15 years, solutions to fix my health problems or my money problems, my relationship problems. And since we have the internet, we are overflowing with information, and there is a lot of good information, a lot of good techniques. But maybe you feel the same, maybe you tried many things or nearly everything, but nothing seems to work permanently. Your problems, they keep showing up in your life, and maybe you get tired or frustrated and you think, yeah, maybe it's just my body, or it's like how it is, it's my genetics, or it's life itself, or whatever. And it's not like that. You can change yourself, you can change your life, you can activate other genes, even if it's a genetic problem. And I don't get tired to talk about it because it comes back to our limiting beliefs. And I already talked about it. But limiting beliefs, to change them, can be a very tricky thing. I tried it like over the last 10 years. I used a lot of affirmations and stuff. And of course, I love affirmations, I do it still. But if you repeat something over and over again, it becomes a habit and it gets imprinted in your subconscious mind and it becomes a new program. That's a good thing. But sometimes it takes a very, very long time. And there is a reason for that. And there is, if you really pay attention to this and if you learn more about it, you will see there are many, or not many, there are certain different ways to reprogram your subconscious mind, and there are fundamental basics to understand because our limiting beliefs, they are many of them, they are formed or they got imprinted in our subconscious mind while we were between 0 and 7 years. And even later on, from 7 to 14, and from 14 to 21, and from 21 to 28, and from 28 to 35, because our brain develops in 7 years cycles. And from 0 to 7, you question nothing, and maybe you already know it. You have some limiting beliefs and they come from early childhood. And if you got other limiting beliefs from later on, it can be because you did it over and over again, or it was a very traumatizing event. And I had a mix of all of them. So I got blessed. I got blessed with many, many, many problems in my life, and that's why I'm sitting here today. I want to share and to inspire you. Change is possible. I'm not special. And I had a really fucked up life. That I can promise you. So there is, you can do it. And so the reason why it takes so long sometimes to reprogram your subconscious mind is because if you just repeat an affirmation, you say something in your mind to yourself or you speak it out loud, sometimes there is a lack of energy behind the intention. Because if you imagine a traumatic event in your life, there was a lot of energy. You got really scared, or you you experienced a very strong emotion. And if you want to change your beliefs or your perception about yourself, your life, you must make a decision with such firm intention, which is with a higher amplitude, with more energy than the hardwired programs in your brain and the emotions conditioned in your body. That's why rock bottom was sometimes really helpful for me, because I got sick and tired of myself, of being myself. I had enough. When it comes to addiction, for example, rock bottom was the best thing what could happen to me. It saved definitely my life. Because, like I said, I was sick and tired. I knew I don't want to live like this anymore, and I know I will die if in the next few years if I continue like that. So believe me, that I had a really strong energy, a really high amplitude behind my decision, behind my intention. That's why I could reprogram some of my really deep limiting beliefs. For sure, not every single one of them, but the most dangerous ones, and many of them. So keep in mind that it's not enough to, I want to get rid of my health condition, sucks, or something like that. Or I want the money, I need the money, I'm tired of being poor. You put your attention on the problem. That's it will not work. We have to, if you want to get rid of your health condition, you need to focus on your health. You need to see yourself as already healed, and don't forget it. And you have to fall in love with your new identity, with your new version of yourself. Your personality creates your personal reality. And like I said, I did it the wrong way. I was desperate for money. I was desperate to get rid of my health disease. So you know what I mean. I was focusing on the negative of lack, of the limiting belief itself. And if you want to get rid of your health disease, you have to imagine yourself as the healthy person. What do you like? What would you do if you would be healthy? What would you eat? What would you drink? How would you talk? How would you think? Same thing with money, with relationships, with anything. And so the first thing, like I said, is there has to be a really strong intention. And I can tell you, to hope for it is not enough. Hope is a nice word, but there is a lack in it. There is a certain disbelief. I'm not sure. That's why I hope. We need to know certain things. We need to know, and I don't care if you believe in God, in the universe, or in something, but you have at least you have to believe in yourself. And I know that can be a hard thing, even if you especially if you failed a lot of time or you made a lot of mistakes or whatever. And because we have to build up self-confidence, we have to self-esteem and self-love. It was a practice for the last 15 years for me, but I can tell you it doesn't, and that's what I want to tell you in this video, it doesn't need to take as long, so much time. If you put enough intention, enough energy behind it, and if you focus on the right thing, and if you know things, you need to know. Like I said, just begging or hoping or something is not enough. For most people, it's not enough. So you better start to know. If you know, everything is possible. And I constantly watch my words. I don't want to say something is hard. I say it's not easy. I don't say it's not important. You know what I mean. Words are very powerful. So the most important, very important is the strong intention, the energy behind the intention. It has to be really, really strong, especially if you want to override or reprogram limiting beliefs based on childhood trauma or something like that, or some trauma. Then you have to really know, and you really have to put in a lot of energy and not a force energy, with maybe you're sick of and tired of being yourself, or you just want the new version. You have to fall in love with your new version. And the second thing is, which cause I wasted so much years with this mistake, which I want to share with you. You have to stay loyal. That's one of the most trickiest things, to stay loyal to your new identity, to your new personality. Because I know when I started to work on my new identity, when I created my new personality identity, I spent a lot of time in this identity. But every time when I felt my pain, every time when I saw my low bank account, every time something was triggering me, I was in default mode again. I was falling back again. And I was questioning, am I doing this right or wrong, or is it working, or how long does it take, or I think there is something wrong. That's disbelief. You are back in your old program. You are not loyal to yourself, and you don't have to beat yourself up, but the solution is to become conscious about it, to be aware of in which state you are if you slip back. So fall in love with your new identity, spend a lot of time with it, and be loyal. Because we live in this 3D reality, and we have time and space, and between time and space it creates this delay between our old and new identity. You can be constantly, or from 1 second to another second, you can switch from your old identity and your new identity, but your body needs time to catch up. And it doesn't have to be very long, but it depends on how loyal you are to your new identity. If you believe in this miracle, you will get it. And it depends on you, how long it takes. And like I said, I wasted many years because I was going back and forth, and I tried to control, and I tried to look for it, and I was counting the days, and the pain is still gone. And first thing in the morning was I checked if the pain is here or the health condition is here. That's totally disbelief, that's not loyal, that's everything else. So that's the two main, if you just focus on these two main things, you could change anything. And you, because especially with my nutrition problems and with my psoriasis I had, with this immune disease, when my immune system was fighting against myself, I couldn't eat certain food. But when it got really bad, I made this decision. I knew I can heal myself. I knew my father still has this immune disease, this psoriasis, this skin disease, since over 30 years. And I was so afraid of it, to end up like him, and that I never could get rid of it. But when I got really worse, my whole body was really fucked up. And I made this decision. I know I'm not my father. I change. I heal myself now. And the funny part was, I stopped eating. I just was drinking water for 1 week. And after 3 days, my skin was really healing. I peeled myself and everything started. After 1 week, I just had red spots. All the old skin was gone and the new skin was rebuilding itself. And the funny thing is, I did this 2 times. 1 week, a water fast, 1 week. I saw it's possible, I do it. And then I did it again. And in 1 month, I was completely free of this disease. And the funny thing is, now I can eat whatever the fuck I want. And I know I love plant-based food. I'm a plant-based guy. I do it because I love it. But I can eat whatever I want. I can eat sugar, I can eat processed food, I can eat meat, cheese, whatever. I'm free. I'm another person. This skin disease, this immune disease is not longer in my body. And I don't do it because I still take care of my holistic basic principles. That are my principles, and I stay true to myself. But I can do it, and I tried it. I was eating shit like crazy for like a month or something, because I wanted to see if this disease comes back, but it didn't. So yeah, I lose myself. I can talk and talk and talk. So that's my message for today. If you are still here, thank you so much for spending time with me. And if you want to support my channel, please hit the like button. And you could write the word health in the comment section. I would truly appreciate it. So yeah, thanks again, and see you in the next video.